The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Shirley, founder of Holistic Plastic Surgery and the creator of the Forever Fab podcast. Welcome to 15 Minutes of FAB, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products and services in 15 minutes or less. If you don't have time to tune in to my full-length podcast, then check out 15 Minutes of FAB, where you may find something quite useful for you. So some have considered 15 Minutes of FAB like a truth in beauty or like plastic surgery secrets or frankly a nerdy and super academic take on beauty products, right? There's so many people on social media right now testing beauty products and influencers giving you their opinions and showing you how to, put it on, how to dab on, a moisturizer. I don't think you need that from me. You know how to put on a face cream. And I'm sure you have your favorite people that you follow on social media. I hope that I am one of them. Forever Fab MD is my Instagram handle. But frankly, I thought I'd use what knowledge I do have and my passions to give you a different perspective on wellness and beauty and plastic surgery, and not necessarily show you how to put on a product, or at least to back up my opinion with some real data and science, the science of ingredients. So that's what it is. Consider it what you may. But my aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in most, if not all, aspects of beauty and wellness, including products, wellness and beauty services, technologies, and innovations in plastic surgery. So I thank you for joining me and believing in me and believing in this science and truth behind the dab of moisturizer. So let's get real and let's get it started. Today, I am reviewing on 15 Minutes of FAB, Furtuna Replenishing Balm. What is Furtuna Replenishing Balm? Quote, "It's a reparative balm made with a natural blend of medicinal botanicals that rejuvenates stressed skin." End quote. Isn't that pretty? That sounds so pretty. What is the brand mantra? I'm going to quote again from their website. Quote, "High performance natural skincare, wild forage from our organic farm in Sicily." End quote. I really enjoyed doing this product review because I learned so much about people and founders and what moves them to create products to help the world. This is an interesting story. Keep listening. What are the brand benefits? Well, their benefits claim to be natural, wild foraged in Italy on the founder's 800 plus acre organic estate. I mean, wow. 800 plus acre organic, not farm, estate in Sicily that, by the way, grows over 1,000, if not multiple thousands, of potent botanicals. Wouldn't you love to be able to just have that stuff in your yard, in your backyard estate? and just wake up one day and be like, oh, wow, I've got to sit. No, let me go mix something up. Let me go to the backyard. No, let me walk to the estate and make some stuff. Pick a few plants and make some stuff. Okay. Other brand benefits, quote, farm to face. I like that. It's like a take on farm to table, farm to face. Whoever did that review in whatever magazine and described it as such, I like it. I'm borrowing it. So the brand is also committed to sustainability. They have high quality ingredients, clean formulations. And by clean in this sense, I don't mean less than, 10 to 15 ingredients. Oh, no, I mean a different kind of clean. And these are formulas that are free from anything on the company's no grazie list, which means no thank you in Italian, and adheres to strict EU, European guidelines, which are clearly different from whatever US or American guidelines exist, even if they don't exist. And these products are crafted to transform lives and lands. That's also from their website. They have a zero tolerance approach to modern slavery. And that modern slavery takes the form of slavery, servitude, forced and compulsory labor, and human trafficking. So the company makes an effort to attempt to hold their supply chain, meaning their suppliers, their contractors, their business partners, accountable so that they don't make the world an ugly place in their attempt to provide supplies and services that will supposedly help make the world a more beautiful place. So I like their commitment, or zero to, it's not just a commitment, it is a zero tolerance approach to modern slavery. So that's a little bit about, the company. What's the full story here? Who is this company? Who is, what is Furtuna? So I have to quote from their website directly because I'm not sure if I could tell their story in a better way. So here we go. Quote, at the heart of the Furtuna skin brand is the promise of a young man, which happens to be the primary founder's husband. This promise made to his immigrant grandmother about finding and reviving the land of her youth, which was Corleone, Sicily. As a result of that promise, we are part of a purpose-driven family of brands that cares deeply about transforming lives and lands by boosting the local Sicilian economy with job creation, contributing to life-changing opportunities for the Sicilian people. Even our land is designed to conserve Sicily's biodiversity through sustainable farming and protection of the rare, threatened, and valuable species of plants, birds, and other wildlife. Our passion for family, nature, science, and socially responsible business has been injected into every aspect of the brand, from sustainable farming to supply chain to product performance. I don't think I could have, said it or written it any better. So I directly read from their website. So the brand derives its name from the name of the estate, which is Buona Fortuna, which in Italian means good luck. I think they've had quite a bit of good luck and good values, good ethics, good mores, good branding, and maybe good products. Listen on. So the Furtuna Replenishing Balm, what are the active ingredients? I must first say that there are a combination of wild foraged organic ingredients as well as organic ingredients that are not wild foraged. So for the most part, most, if not all, are organic. And in this particular products, by my count, there are 16 ingredients. Of the 16, there are only 3 that are not organic. So the first ingredient is what they called wild foraged replenishing complex. And that's a combination of nutrients, phytoceramides, antioxidants, and a unique ingredient combination that helps to repair the skin's natural moisture barrier, and includes calamine, hawthorn, and hawthorn is it's a medicinal plant, and it's known for its antioxidant activity to fight inflammation and irritation, and also for its high content of vitamin C. This wild forage replenishing complex also includes dandelion, carrot, and bristly ox tongue, which is a plant and not really an ox's tongue. Okay, the second ingredient, and you can smell this ingredient when you open at least the jar that I did, is olive fruit oil. And I definitely sense the strength of that ingredient. There's also sunflower seed oil, beeswax, which is not organic. Let's see, a kokum seed butter, jojoba seed oil, magnolia leaf oil, the bristly oxtongue leaf extract, hawthorn flower extract, calamint leaf extract, carrot root extract, dandelion leaf extract, and flower extract, hypericum, perforatum, which is St. John's wort, tocopherol of vitamin E, not organic, and spirulina powder, also not organic, which is a blue-green microalgae that contains more powerful antioxidants. This one is called phytocyanin, and that helps to reduce free radicals. And free radicals are those, wild, electron elements that, they cause some damage and oxidative stress. So those free radicals help create some havoc on the skin, but this phytocyanin helps to reduce their activity and neutralize them and purify the skin. This particular balm, the replenishing balm, has a number of benefits. So it rejuvenates stressed skin. It can be soothing for dry, red, peeling, or sun-damaged skin. And this wild foraged replenishing complex is, quote, clinically proven to repair the skin's natural protective barrier, end quote. And for me, what that translates into is perhaps an ability to protect the skin and prevent transepidermal water loss. I think you all know that that's one of my favorite terms, transepidermal water loss. Anyway, more benefits. It's suitable for all skin types. It repairs and helps to mend the surface damage of the skin and supports the skin's moisture barrier. It helps to brighten and illuminate dull, fatigued, tired skin, maybe from lack of sleep, and to restore skin's vibrant glow. It nourishes the skin by providing a complete balanced diet for the skin with a variety of bioabsorbable vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids. And lastly, also according to the website, this balm moisturizes and replenishes the skin's water supply and helps skin to retain that new moisture. Well, how do you use the balm? Quote, use it daily, morning and night. Melt a tiny dot into the skin, concentrating on sensitive areas. Use it as the last product in your morning or evening ritual. Add additional layers until the skin is satisfied, end quote. Is your skin satisfied? Are you satisfied? So, all this talk about organic, wild foraged, it's wild, right? Let me just give you a general primer on a few beauty industry terms or definitions. Clean. In the beauty industry, what's clean? Well, according to thegoodfaceproject.com, quote, clean beauty means that a product is safe, non-toxic, and has transparent labeling of ingredients. Just because a product is organic, natural, or green doesn't mean it's non-toxic. The FDA doesn't regulate or define claims often used in greenwash products, and fragrance in cosmetics is used as a loophole to hide toxic ingredients, end quote. Did you know that? Another source, cosmeticsbusiness.com, states, quote, the concept of clean beauty not and reassuring for consumers, but also better for the planet, end quote. Currently in the United States, there are no regulating bodies or consensus guidelines for clean beauty, not that I could find. If you know of any, Holly, let me. Another definition often used in the beauty industry, sustainable. According to acmeheartistry.com, which is frankly a large distributor of personal care ingredients, so I think they probably would have a say in what's sustainable. Quote, they state, quote, typically, sustainable is a term used to describe products using environmentally friendly formulations, production practices, or packaging methods. Sustainable cosmetics are defined as cosmetic products using natural ingredients produced from renewable raw materials, end quote. Another source, edit.com or aestheticedit.com, which is produced by a number of dermatologists and plastic surgeons in consortium. They quote, sustainable means recyclable packaging, decreased use of single-use plastics, consciously curated ingredients, safe-to-use components, and small footprint production from start to finish, end quote. That's a lot of requirements. Not surprising that most beauty products probably can't afford to be sustainable. And the last sort of beauty industry term or definition I'll expound upon before I get to my FAB score is organic. Now, in the beauty industry, there's no standard definition for the word organic. And for us as consumers, this means that it's hard to tell if there are any advantages to using a product labeled organic in the first place. Now, I have my definition. I think based on my studies and my knowledge, my experiences, I kind of have a definition of organic that I like to use, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the universal definition of organic. And organic skincare has many definitions. And frankly, the definition changes depending on whom you talk to. So one source is a blog called masterpieceskinrestoration.com. That's kind of cool. It's like Masterpiece Theater, but masterpieceskinrestoration.com. And what the blog says is, quote, because the US FDA doesn't regulate claims in organic skincare and beauty products, other organizations have set up their own standards, and they certify products that meet their minimum standard for organic. So each organization, and there are a number of them, each organization has its own seal of approval and charges a fee for use of their seal. As a consumer, you and I must trust that company that has developed that seal. End quote. Now, some of these organizations, maybe you've seen them before on some of your products. I certainly have. And I now realize that one is not necessarily better than the other, but one has one set of criteria, another has a different set of criteria, and they're a business. They create these criteria. They have standards. And if your product, if you want to subject your product to meeting their standards and, minimum requirements, then you pay to play, brothers and sisters. So anyway, some of these organizations include Leaping Bunny, and they're all about no animal testing. Cruelty-free certified by PETA, and they do not perform or commission any testing on animals. That's what they're about. USDA Organic, and they regulate food ingredients that are sometimes found in cosmetics. So they don't necessarily regulate cosmetic ingredients, but they're all about the food quality ingredients in some cosmetics. There's also the Environmental Working Group, and I have relied on this organization for some time for a number of things. And they're all about product preservation and safety. There's EcoCert, and that's a French company that created the, quote, natural and organic cosmetic standard, and they created that in 2003. So if for no other reason, at least they were some of the first people to talk about it. And finally, there's the Non-GMO Project, which is all about the avoidance of genetically modified organisms or GMOs, which is a plant, an animal, a microorganism, or any other organism for that matter, whose genetic makeup, like whose DNA, has been modified or tweaked with or adjusted in a laboratory using genetic engineering. And the purpose of that is to change their original nature. And if you change the original nature of a plant, animal, or organism, you change its behavior. And if you change its behavior or how it's presented or how it acts, then once it's in your body or on your skin, it may react differently with what's in your body or on your skin because it wasn't the original thing that your body or skin was thinking it was going to get. It's been genetically modified. Oh my goodness. One of my cousins, actually, most of my cousins are way taller than I am. And at a Thanksgiving dinner a few years ago, one of them in particular, like shot up from being my height to like being over 6 feet tall. And I asked her, I was like, OMG, what kind of GMOs are in your milk? And she responded, I don't know, but I'm all about them. So I get it. I've definitely been a farm girl or organic, non-GMO kind of girl. So yeah, I'm still only 5'5", whatever. So let's get to the FAB score. What is a FAB score? It is a number score from 1 to 5 that I use to rate products and services. With number 1 being not something I recommend, even though I rated it number 1. It's like number 1 on my no grazie list or no merci list or no gracias list. No, thank you. And number 5 being absolutely fabulous. So si, bien sûr, but of course, oui, yes. I recommend it. The score is based on my personal experience with the product or service, as well as my professional brand as a plastic surgeon and holistic beauty and wellness expert, because hello, that's what I do. Plastic surgery with a holistic approach, beauty, wellness, inside and out. I'm studied, trained, experienced. So to come up with this FAB score, I assess and take into account a number of factors because I've got an algorithm, you see. And those factors include ingredients, the formulation, how clean the formulation is, aesthetics, texture, sensation, packaging, effectiveness. Does the product work? Was the service helpful? Did the service relieve my stress? Ease of use, sustainability, social good. Do they do philanthropy? Are they charitable? The price. How much does this cost? Is this going to like bust, my budget? Among many other factors as part of this sophisticated, elegant algorithm that I designed. All to bring you a simple number, 1 to 5 of a FAB score. So allow me to tell you what the Furtuna Replenishing Balm received. It received a FAB score of 4.75. And on the plus side, here's what I thought and what I think. I mean, the brand, so aspirational. The website is rich. It's cinematic. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like aspirational. You just want to, it makes you want to visit the estate, okay? It's just a beautiful website, and it looks like a beautiful estate. And there's a detailed FAQ section, which I appreciate. They've got ingredient transparency. They tell you every ingredient and where it comes from. The formulations are totally clean. The ingredients are organically sourced. The company makes a commitment to sustainability. The company seems ethical because, quote, diversity, inclusion, representation, and anti-racism are non-negotiable, end quote. And we need this voice in the beauty industry. Frankly, we need that voice and so many industries to stand behind that statement. Work in progress, but I applaud this company from Italy to make this statement. I'm going to repeat it. Quote, diversity, inclusion, representation, and anti-racism are non-negotiable, end quote. Brava. It's female founded. They also make a commitment to community. And regarding the product, again, richly formulated. It is thick and it's blue. It's pretty. It definitely calmed my skin irritation. Initially, when I first put it on, I thought, oh, okay, another tub of grease. But I waited to see its effects, and it cleared up literally over hours to overnight about 90% of my skin irritation. It's water-free because it's a balm, and that may be important to you. It's versatile. I think it's versatile. I think the replenishing balm is versatile. You can use it on facial skin as well as on chapped lips, cracked elbows, razor burn, or any dry area. And also, which is of particular interest to me, after chemical peels and other chemical skin treatments. So I may make this part of my post-procedure regimen. We'll see. On the not so positive side, which is why Furtuna Replenishing Balm did not receive a perfect score of 5.0, is for the following reasons. There are a limited number of products available, but maybe that's by design because, listen, artisanal, wild foraged products, maybe it's just not possible or not in the best interest of the environment and the planet to make thousands and thousands of jars and bottles, right? Another not so positive, I mentioned this a minute ago, is that initially the texture was greasy, right, and kind of heavy, but it improved throughout the hours or throughout the day. And it got to a point where by the time the late afternoon, early evening came, that greasiness, that initial greasiness was gone. And the last potential negative is the price. The price ranged anywhere from $78 to $128. That's for individual products. Of course, combinations or sets cost a lot more. And that may be an issue for some folks. But nonetheless, 4.75, I would call that a pretty fabulous FAB score. So this concludes the 15 minutes of FAB product review of Furtuna Replenishing Balm. If you like this episode of the Forever Fab podcast, 15 Minutes of FAB, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode of 15 Minutes of FAB. Until next time, stay beautiful inside and out. Grazie mille. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.